and welcome to Wellbeing Sunday. In order to create more well-being in your life, you really need to know what well-being actually is, and this is what I want to talk about today. Well-being is defined in an Oxford dictionary as a state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. But is it enough? Actually, it is so much more. If you look into the psychology research, you will find out that there are several components. As a matter of fact, the psychology defines 6 components that influence the state of well-being. So, what is it actually, well-being? What does well-being mean to you? Is it just being healthy? Is healthy simply the absence of sickness? Is it feeling well in your life? You can actually think about it. So let's jump into the 6 areas so that you will get a better idea about it. And for those who are watching, say hi and say where are you watching us from. Myself today, I am in my office in London. So welcome from London. And let's look into it. What is it? Well, there will be things which are basically which have to do with our broad functioning in life. So they will relate to our surrounding, to other people, to the interaction with those people. Also, the sense of purpose. So, like what drives us, what motivates us, why we are doing what we're doing. These are all the areas I'm going to discuss today. So, number one component is self-acceptance. It's you see, it starts from us. It's all within us. It all comes down to us. So, what is self-acceptance? It's basically being okay with who you are, accepting yourself for who you are, accepting being aware of it, and accepting what you cannot change. Okay, some people are feeling frustrated or resentful because, for example, they are not tall enough. But height is something that you really cannot change. And the best way of coping with it from the psychology point of view is basically accepting it. If you don't accept it, you will be struggling with it throughout your life. That will create, resentment and bitterness inside you. So it's not going to really serve you. On the other hand, if you accept, let's say, okay, this is my height, and okay, I know it can be difficult. I have a certain height. I'm considered pretty tall person. And there was a time in my life that because of my height, I didn't get a job because I applied for a job in private jets, and they asked me, what is your height? And I said, it's almost 180 centimeters. And they said, sorry, you're just too tall because our aircrafts have certain height, and we need to make sure people working there will be also comfortable. So we only accept up to 175 or whatever it was. So yes, it can really impact your life, but okay, this is something I'm not gonna, cut out half of my leg because, I'm too tall. I'm just gonna maybe find another company that I can work with. So the best solution is just to accept who you are and move on with your life because that will really create the well-being, the sense of feeling good about yourself. So acceptance, self-acceptance is factor number one. What else? Mastery of the surrounding. So let's see again. Our environment, the place we're living, can be influenced by us by a certain degree. And being aware where we are and how we can influence that environment is going to be determining how how much well-being we have in our life, how good we feel about it. What else? The relationship with others, number three. Obviously, we're living in a social world. We're surrounded by people, and the quality of the interactions we have will be impacting us and our life and our decisions and our actions, etc. So again, we cannot really sometimes change how other people think, how they behave, how they judge us, how they talk to us. But we can always control how we respond to them. Okay, if there are people who, let's say, have certain idea of how our life should look like, okay, allow them to express the idea, but do not allow them to make a mess out of your life by making yourself feel bad because, for example, your parents or your partner or your sister or whoever has, certain idea that, you shouldn't be doing this with your life. Take responsibility. This is the whole sense of growth, and being responsible and developing yourself by taking this power and really managing it. And managing relationships is this part. Continued growth and development, number four, the fourth component of well-being. What does it mean? When we are children, we grow and we go through the stages. And you see, it's like with babies, they crawl first before they start walking. And sometimes in the process of this learning how to walk, they they trip, they fall down, and they cry. But you see, they don't give up. They always stand up, and that's how we learn. And it's a great metaphor for life. Okay, sometimes you will trip, sometimes you will have obstacles on your way, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be crawling all your life, because we are human beings, and part of being human being is to grow and develop. So there are all the areas of our lives where we actually constantly develop ourselves and grow. It can be on a physical level, just like walking. So then when we are grown up, we can actually develop ourselves furthermore. And for example, we can be more fit, we can be more strong, we can really develop our physical capabilities. Maybe we can be good at certain sports, or obtain new hobbies or things like that. Then we can also develop ourselves on the intellectual level. We can, learn more things. We can maybe, obtain more education. So there's always we can learn new skills. There's always room for improvement. Another area where we can develop is our emotional life. We can learn how to manage our emotions. These days, it's very, very crucial, this ability to manage emotions, that will help us manage the stress. So we covered four areas already. Number one, self-acceptance. Number two, mastery of our surrounding environment. Number three, relationship with others. Number four, growth and development. Um, we have two remaining components of psychological well-being, which is purposeful living. So living with a purpose, living with a sense of purpose, knowing what drives us, why we're doing what we are doing. And in many times we just, we act out of being on an autopilot. And sometimes it is for many, many years in our life. We just start certain job and we're just like, we're not thinking why we're doing it, what is our motivation behind it. We just get used to it. We get used to being comfortable, and then something happens. Just like now, when so many people lost their jobs, like in aviation, that was part of my life for many, many years, and they are simply shocked because they were not expecting that. Sometimes, they were just floating on this comfortable cloud and just waiting for things to happen to them. And they happened because, this is how life is. Things happen. And basically, the idea of why, even taking this situation, okay, I lost my job. Why it happened? Okay, so the idea is to really act out of purpose. Whatever we're doing, just asking ourselves why. Why are we doing this? What is the purpose behind it? That will really make us think and make our actions and the motivation will give us a lot of motivation to do whatever we're doing. Let's say, okay, I need to find a job. Why? Because I need money. Why do I need money? Because I need to feed my family, or I need to pay for my studies, or I need to buy a house, or whatever. But when you really continuously ask yourself why, then at the bottom of it, you will come down and find your real values. And knowing what your values are really will change your life, will really shift the entire perspective, knowing why you're doing what you're doing and what is the driver behind it. Sometimes just having this awareness that, why today in the morning I was watching, the fitness video, and the girl was fantastic, but it was very easy for me to spot that her value was looking good, was the beauty and being perceived in the eyes of others as beautiful. So she was motivating the video viewers. Okay, if you keep, jumping, if you keep doing this exercise, you will look beautiful, because looking beautiful was her value. Okay, so everybody of us has different values, and it's absolutely okay. Having the awareness will really give you much feedback just for yourself. Just having it in your life will change a lot. Okay, what else? The last element of psychological well-being is the capacity for self-determination, which basically means autonomy. What is autonomy in the psychological sense? It's basically ability of making your own choices and taking control of your life. So the idea of you being in control. It's extremely powerful. It's extremely important. So basically, just taking the power and making your own decisions, not allowing things just happen to you. Just like I was saying before, acting out of your own will and your own autonomy. So these are the examples, not examples. These are the elements of well-being. Looking at it from the psychology point of view. So you see, there's quite a lot, and it makes it much more than just the health and feeling well and maybe looking well, and it creates much greater quality of our life. So I encourage you to be mindful, to look into your life through the lens of those elements, those 6 elements that I've mentioned today, which are self-acceptance, mastery of the surrounding environment, quality of your relationship with others, continued growth and development, purposeful living, capacity for self-determination, or if you want to call it autonomy. Okay, so during the retreat that I'm conducting, I'm also putting a lot of self-development workshops just to work on those areas, just to really create the right sense of well-being, to make people understand what it is, where does it come from, and how to build it. Building the great relationship with yourself, understanding yourself, knowing what your values are, knowing why you're doing what you're doing. this is the ground, the basis that, gives you the stable base for, taking any action, any further action in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have an awesome Sunday, and be well, stay well, and have an awesome well-being.